Good morning, members. It's Mike Bell from the Armchair Trading Floor. It's Monday, the 23rd of April. What I decided to do was do a new watch list this early in the morning because I wanted to see how the market opened last night and just see how we're going to be going into this week's first London session. Now, what I've noticed on this week's chart is what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at Aussie New Zealand dollar, GBP USD, Euro USD, and then two cryptos, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we'll start off with Euro USD. Very simple trade actually. What we've actually got is a double top formation. So if you don't know what a double top is, reach out to admin, ask us how to trade it. And we're coming in at the back end of this week's trade, which should be quite simple. We'll be targeting 1.2115. The market's literally been moving very slow over the last few days because what we've actually got, I'm actually on an hourly chart right now. We're on an hourly chart, you're seeing very slow, very like 7 or 8 pips within an hour range right there. We're currently at a minor level of support around the 12150 level. If you look left here, you can see that price stalled on this order block here before, obviously spiking up. And what we should see is price stall around this level before completing this particular setup. So there's two things that you can do on this one. You can literally take an entry right now at 12170, or you can potentially wait for price to get up to about 12190. You can set a pending order at 12190, and then you can target that range right there. So you'd be looking at a nice 81 pip reward. So for me, I'll be waiting for the later. I'll be waiting for price to pull back up to 1.2190 to 1.2196, and then targeting this support region just so I can get as much risk reward out of this one as possible to complete this double top. What I will be doing is I'll be taking 2 small entries on this one. 2 small entries, one to complete the target at 1.2115, and then the second one, as soon as I've broken below 1.2150, I'll be going risk free. So I move my stop loss to my entry point. So my trade is going to look something like this, and then I'll just leave this one to run until I see fit that we are either going to be reversing, or I'll let this one just run its way into profit further down and hopefully get down to this key level here of 1.2063. Now if I just zoom out, again, I've mentioned this before on Euro USD, we've literally been stalling. I mentioned this in last week's watch list. We've been stalling, going sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down for about 2 months now. So my preferred area for an entry is going to be somewhere right at this bottom area. You can see that we've got a nice spike down here. So we've got a demand zone right there for price at around the 1.21. Yeah, around the 1.2150 level. That's where we really want to be taking potential buy entries to get us all the way up a bit higher on Euro USD after stalling for so long. So the big institution traders are going to be waiting for this point, and then we can take a nice trade, hopefully, to take out new highs. So you're looking at 500 points right there for a reversal around that level. If you go on a GBP USD, let me just get rid of some of this noise off my chart again. I've mentioned I've been on GBP USD like a hawk for years, so I've just got a lot of information on my screen. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the chart that I've actually got on here so you can actually see some of this. So last week what we said, just so you're aware before I delete it, is we had an impulse up, a pullback, and we expect this to keep on going higher to that 1.50 key level right there. But I think price is stalled enough, so we need a further pullback to take us up to that particular level. So I'll just delete this. just delete that. You can see from obviously the last few weeks we've had a few successful trades here. So we grabbed 173 pips there, and then we grabbed another 100 pips there. So I'll just delete some of that. Get this nice and clean for you guys for this week's watch list. Right, so the important thing within this watch list is looking at the last few weeks. What we did mention, and I've actually still got it highlighted, I've got this zone right there highlighted. Notice where I'm pulling this from. Again, we're in a nice demand zone right here for GBP USD. So price could reverse. I do expect it to reverse and pull back. And the reasons for that is, let me just delete this fib tool so it's a lot cleaner. Yeah, so what we've got here is I'm waving this trend line right there. So we've got a trend line where prices went up, spiked, continued higher, retouched this trend line, spiked, and then we've actually broken below this trend line. So what I expect, and if you notice, we're actually within this particular region that I've been waving right there. So I'll just fill this one with yellow so you can see. We're in that spike region right there where I've just mentioned that price is obviously spiked through. So there is going to be buy orders here. Price should go up, so it could be worth taking a buy entry on GBP USD right now. Buy up to this retest off this particular trend line, and then you can sell this all the way down to this next level of support right there. So again, I'm waving this level right here. Again, we highlighted this weeks ago, so I'll just put this one in yellow as well. There we go, that's where we expect it to be. So we've got the market moves in waves, up, down, up, down, up, down. Again, we could pull back up. If you notice, this actually coincides with this EMA right there. Could see some rejection. Hoping to enter a trade at 1.108 and sell all the way down to 1.3922. Then, again, price could stall. We could take another buy entry further up to 1.42 and then tumble all the way down before the last move of the year to hit us at 1.50. So that's what I'm going to be looking for GBP USD. If I'm mapping this out right now using a line, is going to look something like this. Price tumbles. There we go. That wouldn't be too far-fetched based upon looking at these areas where the buy orders are and looking at the previous levels of resistance right there that we've got right on this top zone here. So that's what I foresee for GBP USD. Obviously, we'll be sending out the signals in the members area as well. So it's going to be, notice this trend line that I'm waving right there. We've broken down. We'll do a retest. We should continue, break through this first level of support, break through target in the next level as well. Could take another buy up and then final push to plummet us all the way down before trying to hit 1.50. Euro Aussie dollar. So the Aussie, sorry, Euro Aussie. So Aussie's weak at the moment. So I do expect anything Aussie AUD XXX to go down and anything XXX AUD to go up. Now what we've got here on Euro Aussie is very, very, very bullish. We've been on this Aussie one since the back end of last year, actually. You can see here it was around 1.52. Some of your members know this from around December, January, around this region where we did say price is going to go higher, around the 1.53. I think we got entries around here. Price spiked up, and we've actually managed to continue higher. So we are going up, and I've highlighted the two target zones that we're aiming for Euro, Aussie, Dollar, Aussie, which is going to be 1.6350 and 1.6550. So we are going up on this one, but could we see a pullback? I think so, but we need to take out this high right here at the 1.62 level. Looking at the chart right now, if I zoom this in on the hourly, we've actually got a counter trend line. We've broken through this counter trend line, so I do expect to retest. Favourably, I would be looking at entries around about 1.59, so maybe about 100 pips short. But I think the way things have been going lately, I'm going to potentially extend that a bit further and look at entries at 1.5869, targeting the previous high, which is going to be a nice 300 pip range for us over here. So this is what the Euro Aussie chart's going to look like. Simple breakthrough, retest. I do expect a spike further into this zone right here that I'm highlighting. We could spike into this level right there. So that's why we're going to set our entries right there. Only a 60-point risk for a 300-point reward, so we're like nearly 1 in 5 risk reward right there. So very, 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 very valid setup. Definitely going to be one to watch. But yeah, this is on an hourly. Sorry, this is on a 4-hour chart for Euro Aussie, and we've got some news coming up in the week. So we've got the EBC for the Euro, could be very, very important. So that could bring price all the way down. Then again, we've got Australian CPI data, consumer product indicators. So it could be an interesting week for the Aussie, but overall, for the Euro, but overall we are going further up. But we do need to see this pullback anyway. I think that this news is going to send the Aussie price up, which is going to obviously bring this one down, and then we're going to be bullish for the Euro going into the back end of the week. This coincides and this actually mirrors our analysis for Euro USD. Again, Euro get us further down towards the back end of the week, then we can look at further reversal points to go higher up here. Again, Aussie, New Zealand dollar. This one could be ripe right now. What we've got on Aussie is mentioned that Aussie's weak at the minute. What we've got is, if I zoom this out, again, we've got a nice trend line right there. I do think this is going to go further down, and I do think we're going to target this level right here, the 1.4, 104 to 103 level for Aussie New Zealand dollar. Price has been just bouncing off this trend line. We've got an area here of previous support, now turned resistance. So if I just highlight this over here, so right there where I'm clicking, you can see price stalled, pulled back, broke through, did a retest, continue higher. Again, price spiked, waited on that new level of support right there, which was previous level of resistance. Sorry, this is just not going right. There we go. Tried to break, pulled up, finally broke through. So this could be a break, retest before continuing lower and targeting this level right there. Again, this trade could be potentially ready right now. Very valid setup. Looking at maybe about 50 pip risk for a for a 300 pip reward this week. Definitely hold your trades this week. Don't sort of close them. You know exactly where the setups are going, what areas we're targeting as well. But for this one, this Aussie New Zealand dollar should be quite solid as well. So two things you can do. If you notice, we spiked into this region right here. We're in a level of supply. We could stall. Moving averages do look as if they're going to try and cross over to fake us out to the upside. But what I think is going to happen is, I think we're going to be seeing a fake move, price spike up, but then not sustain, and then we're going to be coming crashing down. So if you wanted to be quite conservative on this one, you could have a pending order set at 107.19, or you can wait for market execution when you see a solid reversal pattern. So price spiking up, similar to what it looks like over here, and then a big red candle to obviously bring us further back down as well. But for me, I'm going to be waiting on this one. I'll keep you guys posted. And again, we've got the CPI data for the Aussie as well, so we've got some inflation data to obviously look at as well. And that is it for our forex pairs. Going into our cryptocurrencies, wow, we've had a few good weeks on these cryptos. We called it right from the bottom. Again, you guys have seen the video. We had orders in here at 6,600. I hope you guys held on. Again, this is where wealth's going to get generated. We do think that there is going to be a pullback before going long. If I go on Bitcoin right here, what we've actually got is we've got this channel up, down, up, sorry, down, up, down, up. So higher highs, higher lows. I do think that we need to extend this channel a bit this way. And that brings us me to that pending order that we've got set at 8,200, which will mirror. If we roll over right now from where we are, you can see here on the hourly chart, if we roll over right now from where we are, we've went up to 9,000, try to spike 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes. We're currently sat underneath this moving average right here. So it's only a very small move because we're in low periods of volatility again for these cryptocurrencies. But my favorite move right now would be price spike down to about the 8,600 level. 8,600 level is very important for Bitcoin because the miners that are mining Bitcoins, they only make money if price stays above 8,600. So my first target level would be 8,600 for the current trade that we're currently in right now. Now, I think that we're going to potentially see some manipulation coming in at around this level, which would just send us tumbling down to this 8,300 level. But if you notice where this ascending trend line is, we could do a final spike into 8,200 to activate our, there we go, to activate our pending order set at 8,200, and that would bring us back to this trend line where we've been getting bullish activity as well. So spiked, moved up, got this trend line. Now we've got to take note of this trend line moving forward and see where the next spike is going to be on this trend line. If we hit 8,200, we know that in the future this trend line is going to be very valid and very, very important to look at as well for Bitcoin versus the US dollar. Last week's targets were met to perfection. Again, we're in a level right there of supply. Again, you can see right there, price resisted the 9,000 level back in end of March. Then it sent us plummeting back down to 6,000, 6,500. Now, what I see for here, if we do a Fibonacci retracement play on this particular pair, if you get your Fib tool by using TradingView from the low to the high, again, we've got to pull higher. We've got to pull higher somewhere. My bad, wrong area. There we go. Let's zoom this in. There we go. So we could set up for a nice ABCD pattern right here. Again, this C leg of our favoured 61.8 region is going to be at 8,200 right there. So let me just get that from our low. So we could have a potential setup right here of A, B. We'll wait for C. So with cryptocurrencies, what I've noticed is the 50% fib is usually the preferred one. But for us traders, when we trade the forex, we always wait for the golden ratio, which is the 61.8 Fibonacci level. So this is going to be our preferred level of support before seeing some form of reversal sign on this particular trade right there, before hitting up to our extension target of D1, which is 9,300, and then 9,800 with a spike up to 10,000 as well. I think this is going to be literally the last kiss. You guys will be getting a final opportunity right now to lock in these trades and just hold on to them for the long term. Now, I know that a few guys have obviously locked off some positions from the last few weeks. Do not take what I'm saying as a pinch of salt. This is going to be a crazy next few months. You've literally just got to hold on to your positions, because these prices will not come back for a very long time. Yeah, just we've made a nice bit of profit. Your account should have been boosted up enough to have some margin. Let's lock in the prices, hold, stay patient, and let's see what happens now. But we're literally waiting for that C leg, and then we should explode to continue higher as well. A way to sort of forecast the level of the next projection is looking at the last leg. So symmetrically, you can see that within these patterns there's symmetry. Okay, there's symmetry within the markets. There's symmetry with everything in life. So everything should expect an equal reaction, right? So you've got there a push up from, we've got a push up there from the 17th to the 22nd. We've got a 1,100 push. Now what we should see is this leg should get repeated, and that's going to let us know what our targets are going to be. So that there is taking us up to that D target. So this is what again gives me extra confirmation that we are going to spike down into 8,200 at some point in the near future. Could be the next few days, could be towards the back end of the week, to get us ready for again some more weekend action leading up to the weekend. But yeah, it'd be nice if it started to roll over, take out 8,600, spiked into 8,200. This spike is going to be very, very quick as well. Moving into Ethereum, again, same thing. What we had there, looking at this particular move, is again we hit target on this one, and just to show you that symmetry again, looking at what's actually happened now, again we had that first leg up before we entered the market, and then if we copy and paste, you can see where we entered, that has taken us up to that level. So that leg has been completed, and you can use that in your particular trades to analyze where your next projection is going to be. So if you look from your key level of support up to the first move, really, if you look from that move, and then you literally wait, price consolidates, and then you just target your next move. We could have held on up here, but we'd rather bank some money, and then we obviously took positions a little bit higher to complete that one. So I do expect to see again some pullback for Ethereum. We could pull back down to this level, because yeah, we could pull back down to around about the 560, 570 level right there, and before going higher on this particular trade. Again, further confirmation of this is going to be, let's look at that trend line. Again, we drew this original trend line for the channel that I put on the watch list a few weeks ago. Let's just extend this out. We should, look at that, this box meets that trend line, price floats, bounced off the trend line, bounces, massive move up, comes close, moves up. Now we should see some form of pullback at some point, or prices consolidate to go all the way across. That's this week's watch list. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let us know. Again, you've got to go into the members zone as well. Don't forget to do your research, swat up, get yourself educated. All the information that we talk about is in this members zone. You've all got the passwords, videos there on how to use TradingView. You can see the last time when we called Ripple. If you look at Ripple's price now, we called Ripple for 0.24, so price is actually tripled from where we actually called it back in December. However, it actually went about 20 times higher because we were actually at nearly $4 on Ripple at the start of January. So that's something to definitely consider, and do not take what I mentioned on these cryptocurrencies lightly. If you're new to the members zone, again, self-education is key. Look at the watch list from the last few weeks and look at how we analyze as well. There are PDF training modules on here, and let me just get these loaded up. There are PDF training modules on this members area, so you've got to go on the members area on a laptop, read it, read the modules there. You can just literally click through, read them, and then use your own TradingView chart to mirror some of the content on here as well. So you've got content on risk management, break retest continuation, key levels. We've got Fibonacci retracement, so how to use the Fibonacci retracement tool that I mentioned before, and how to project those target levels as well. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great week, and let's go smash it. Thank you.